Today, the park has succeeded in protecting some typical species of flora and fauna, including some at risk from extinction.
Marina de Silva coordinates the National Park's Carnivores project. Its emblem is the jaguar, a species which is under threat and difficult to observe.
We use this equipment to photograph the animals in the wild. They contain movement and temperature sensors, and they record which animal passed by and at what time. That's very important for the work we do with the jaguars and other carnivores in the park. With jaguars, for example, we identify each individual by its markings. So, by putting two cameras facing each other, we get both sides of the animal, and we can tell exactly which individual we're looking at. We have 72 identical units spread through the park, which remain in place for 3 months, taking photos 24 hours a day. But we've only managed to get 8 pictures of jaguars. Isn't it beautiful? This is a jaguar cub. The mother and her cub are still together, but in a few months they will separate. Most of these animals are nocturnal, which makes it even more difficult for researchers to find out how they live. The information this equipment enables us to gather is fantastic, and we're starting to learn about the universe of the animal, which would otherwise have been impossible.
Further to the north, in the vastness of Brazil, is another focal point of the marriage between land and water, the Pantanal. It's the biggest wetland there is, the equivalent of nearly half of France flooded for 6 months of the year. Ailton Lara grew up in the Pantanal. As a guide and naturalist, he's introducing his region to Christoph and Joseph, 2 German tourists.
The Pantanal is very flat, so it varies from 1 to 12 centimeters per kilometer. There's not only piranhas here, but 265 species of fish were found here in these rivers in the Pantanal. I'm going to try to attract the piranhas first. See, the river. There. Oh, here? I caught one. I caught one. See?
Oh, this took long.
Yes.
That took quite a while.
Yeah.
At least 10 seconds.
Then
I take it back and then I hold it in the...
No, in the finger? No. I'm going to take the hook off for you because it's quite dangerous.
Is it?
Yep. Yep. Yeah. There are some places in the Pantanal where the piranhas really get concentrated. When the cowboys do the cattle drive, they need to cross a river. They choose an old cow, sacrifice the cow, while the piranhas eat this cow, they can cross the rest of the herds.
Yep.
Yes, very good.
You got a big one? No. Same?
Yeah, it's a bigger one. Bigger than the one before.
Bigger than, yeah.
Not bad. We'll have our dinner tonight.
Yeah, next one.
Okay, that's awesome.
Oh, good.
The Pantanal lives to the rhythm of the water. When the waters recede, they leave behind them a mosaic of ecosystems. The region can only really be explored on safari, by travelling from lodge to lodge. From the lodges, many species can already be seen.
What's that sound? Parrots. Parrots. Yeah. And this other thing over there?
All sorts of methods can be used to observe this abundance of nature by day or night.
A tapir is the largest land mammal in South America in terms of weight. It belongs to the horse family. It's completely herbivorous, and you can easily see it in the Pantanal.
Mimosa debilis, it's called. And whenever I touch it, it closes up. It's like this. Yeah, it's a savanna hawk. Have a look, have a look. It's beautiful with the yellow eyes.
Savannas, grasslands, wetlands, forests, rivers. The diversity of the natural habitats is such that the Pantanal shelters an infinite number of species.
What happens is that the fish leave the riverbed, and when the water levels fall, these fish are stuck. They can't get back. And with every passing day, they become more densely packed, forming a food supply for other animals that feed on fish. Now, in April, is the time when the caimans start to lay their eggs. And this is the most dangerous time with caimans.
There is always caimans every now and then. So that means the nest has to be a bit away from the river. You have to be careful because caimans spend time in the water, but they see that you are approaching their nests, so they come to protect the nest. They lay lots of eggs and they cover the whole brood with leaves and sticks. The composted leaves rise the temperature of the nest.
Oh, not that big actually.
Yeah, it's a caiman egg.
There are more than 20 million caimans in the Pantanal. But you mustn't forget that the Pantanal is very big. It's almost half the size of France. The hyacinth macaw is the biggest parrot in the world. It can measure 93 centimeters from head to tail. This species is at risk of extinction, but its beauty attracts tourists to the Pantanal. It's the only place in the world where they can really be watched and heard. The good news is that their population is on the increase.
Uma boa notícia que temos agora é que está aumentando o número de araras.
Sustainable tourism in the Pantanal is helping with conservation. Today we can see that there are more animals than before.
Existem mais animais que antigamente.
One day, an Australian lady, who thought I was always smiling, always ready to help, gave me some money so that I could buy books to learn English and then become a guide.
Livros de gramática para mim poder aprender a falar inglês e logo em seguida.
That's what I did. Now I've learned several languages and I work as a guide. Actually, I've learned most of the things I know on my own.
Eu aprendi, na verdade, sozinho. É chamado soldadinho, que é o que é pássaro bastante